Let's get Trump out of office. If Trump's in office, there's going to be bloodshed.
So obviously, we've been taking a lot closer look at global elites recently because of the Epstein situation. And so, you know, I mean, look, like as an example, if you guys haven't seen this yet, you can look for this later in one of my videos. So this is a picture of, you know, just an art piece that was in Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan house. You know, I got a bunch of stuff coming about Epstein's residences later, the New Mexico one and the Manhattan one. And, you know, stuff like this, which should horrify everyone because what on earth is that, dude? You know what I mean? Like, what is that? Is that like a bride who is rappelling out of her wedding, or is this some kind of satanic psycho stuff because it looks very ominous and crazy? And obviously we know that these guys are very into terrifying art. All right. So I bring that to you as a precursor to this story, okay? Because what we're actually talking about today is about Diddy and how Diddy would have literally walked straight out of jail, probably in the last week. Like, I mean, like, doop, 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 out, done forever, would have never faced any other repercussions. And due to decisions that he made, okay, I'm not talking about the crimes, he is going to sit and he is going to rot, okay? And what I'm talking about is the pardon. Because wait until you see what Trump just saw Diddy say in this video from 4 years ago when he was nice and free, okay? This is going into Trump's decision criteria, and this is a headshot for Diddy's chances at a pardon. This is a headshot for anyone feeling even a little bit bad for Diddy also, because Trump did an interview about this, and he started talking specifically about whether or not he's going to pardon Diddy, and man, not looking good for Diddy, and not for the reasons that you would anticipate. Like, as an example, that Trump floated the idea of pardoning him, and all of us were like, are you out of your mind? Right now? You know what I mean? Like, right now? That seems like a good idea. You're going to pardon it? Like, you just right now are battling back against this idea that you are protecting, sex criminals in Jeffrey Epstein. I don't think this is the right time to pardon Diddy. I actually respect what Trump said about this. A lot, actually. Like a lot. And I'll show you what I mean, because to me, he demonstrated that he is trying to be objective with his pardons, you know, where he's like, does this guy deserve to be in prison? Like, I could tell he's looking at it empathetically, but not so empathetically that he's going to ignore some of the things that, you know, Diddy did in the last couple of years. So we're going to look at that. Now, one thing that's very hard for me to ignore is the fact that you have not liked this video and you have not subscribed to this channel yet. But that would be really, here we're handshaking it, you guys, okay? I'm handshaking. I will tell you about this story, and if you stay around, you're going to subscribe to the channel and like the video. I love you guys. Now, we're going to get to the video of Diddy and what he said. Unbelievable. But first, I want to show you what Trump said, so that then I can tell you show you exactly what he's talking about why it's just become very unlikely that Diddy's going to get a pardon. So let's look at what Trump said, then we'll look at this.
I'm being honest. It makes it more difficult to do.
Donald Trump is sharing his honest thoughts about...
I'm being honest. It makes it more difficult to do.
Donald Trump is sharing his honest thoughts about pardoning Sean Diddy Combs. 2 months after saying he would, quote, look into the facts, when asked about pardoning his former friend Combs, who has since been found guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution, but acquitted on sex trafficking and racketeering charges, President Trump now clarifies his comments during an interview with Newsmax on August 1st.
Sean Diddy Combs.
Right.
Would you consider pardoning him?
Well, he was essentially, I guess, sort of half innocent.
Yes.
I don't know what they do. He's still in jail or something, but he was celebrating a victory, but he seems, I guess it wasn't as good as a victory. Probably, you know, I was very friendly with him. I got along with him great, and seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know him well. But when I ran for office, he was very hostile.
He said some not so nice things about you, sir.
Yeah, and it's hard, you know, like you, we're human beings.
Right.
And we don't like to have things cloud our judgment, right? But when you knew someone and you were fine, and then you run for office and he made some terrible statements. So I don't know, it's more difficult. It makes it more, I'm being honest, it makes it more difficult to do.
But more likely a no for Combs,
I would
sounds
say
like.
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Questions about a...
Ooh. So what I was actually referencing before, because this normally never happens to me. I got sidetracked, and then I was like, wait, what was the point that I was making? I'll tell you exactly what the point I was making was prior to that. I was saying, okay, like Maureen Comey and them, they railroaded Trump, okay? Like they railroaded him. Okay, so you can look at this Epstein thing and you can have whatever opinion that you have about it, but the facts remain that when he was running for president, okay, all these people collaborated to try to put him in prison, try to take everything he has. They did all of those things to him. So when he's looking at the exact same thing happening to someone else, he's like, okay, yeah, I will consider pardoning them. The problem is, as he just let everyone know, is that Diddy was part of that group that did this to him. I mean, there's just bottom line. Diddy was absolutely part of the group that did this to him. Okay. And if you guys ever seen that video that leaked, I definitely did a video about it where it was like, where Combs was like, Diddy's like, we number one priority, we got to get Donald Trump out of there, dude. That's the number one priority. That's how you know that he's in bed with all of these people. Okay. Because that was their number one priority. I still to this day don't really know exactly what he did. I'm sure that it is probably related to that lawsuit that he filed against BlackRock, against Diageo, owned by BlackRock. He used their own game against them. Like his entire job, his whole job being in the cabal with them was to control the black vote and to influence black people in the direction that they wanted him to do it. And then what did he do? He turned around and turned black people against them by calling their company racist and cost them $20 billion. Okay. That is like ultimate betrayal. Once you're in the group of he knows what his role is, dude. You think he's unclear on that? He knows exactly what his role is, and he betrayed them. So that would be my guess. But at the end of the day, Trump knows that he's getting done, right? So he feels solidarity to him, and he's also like, man, he was really nice to me, except that you crushed your own credibility during this incident right here. Oh, and by the way, YoKratom.com is an incredible place to get bulk kratom if you are a powder powder kratom user, $60 kilograms, best source on the internet, YoKratom.com. Now buckle up. This one's going to sting a little bit if you're hoping for Diddy to get out.
If Trump gets elected, I really do believe in my heart there'll be a race war. That's why this message is not just to black people. You know what I'm saying? This message is to everybody. This man is really trying to turn us against each other and put us in a situation. America messed up.
Oh, ooh, geez. Oh, wait, what TV or what YouTube channel is this on? Revolt TV. Wait, where have I heard that before? That's right. That's Diddy's network. Was Diddy's network. So, yeah, I have a feeling that Trump's going to have to take that into consideration when considering whether to let you rot in jail. Let's go ahead and take a look at the newest comments on this, though, and just see if anybody else has been watching this. Man, that sucks. Looks like this didn't age very well, Looks like everybody's like, well, I guess you are now going to be sitting in prison forever, Diddy. You know what I mean? And I if you've ever seen this video, it's wild, dude. Let's just go. I'll literally, it's a 30-minute, let's just go anywhere random, right? Watch this.
People can handle one more hashtag. I know we're at the breaking point. There's a new Negro, and that new Negro, that new black person is not scared, is not fearful. They're not afraid to die. They understand that this is life and that violence has to be an option. What will give us some time to really step into the momentum of the unity and love is let's get Trump out of office. If Trump's in office, there's gonna be bloodshed.
Well, then you're gonna have Trump's supporters who pissed off that he's not in there no more, so they're gonna get bucked.
Oh, man, that is hilarious, dude. Trump, will you please pardon me? Please, please. Trump's like, I don't know, did you say that if I get elected, there's going to be bloodshed? Is that something that you said, Diddy? I can't remember, because that sounds like a reason I would definitely not pardon you. So how about you enjoy life in prison? Because again, he's gonna get charged with something else, dude. They're not gonna let him out. The fact that he was not let out means, the people he should have been more afraid of than Trump, they turned on him because he turned on them.
Buck regardless.
Yeah, if they get bucked,
we got a nuck.
No, if they get bucked, I wish they would.
Hey, do you really? Are you sure? I mean, really? Is that a thing that you just say? He's like, man, I wish they would. You wish that we would what exactly? You know what I mean? You wish that we would get into an American Civil War? I'm not even getting into Dude, have you looked at what 2A channels look like? You know, like one of us, you know, one group of us, I think the one you're referencing, you're like, oh yeah, we shoot at people all the time. It's like, right, yeah, no. Yeah, you do. But the other side is like training and trained, okay? But I'm not even getting into that. It's like no one that has a brain actually wants a civil war. Have you seen the movie Civil War? Does that look like something fun that we should all aspire to? It looks like the worst possible outcome ever. And yet, you're on here just rocking and rolling. This is what I'm saying, dude. This is why I don't have any sympathy for this guy. I have no sympathy for this guy at all. I mean, aside from the fact that he's also a piece of shit that, you know, he's a bad person no matter what. But right when I start feeling bad for him, it's because I forgot who he was. You know, like I'm just looking at what's happening to him. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking at what happens. Like, why is this guy still in prison when he got convicted of nothing? He got convicted of basically, you know, making a reservation with an escort and then using an escort. And it was a dude too, right? Like there's no conversation anymore. He did not victimize these girls according to the law. So it's just the fact that he booked a male escort to have sex with a willing female participant. And he's still in prison or jail. Like, what is going on? Facing 20 years? And then I remember, oh, that's right. He's the one that's like, I wish they would, dude. Let's start a civil war over Trump. You're like, what? You know? And you had the other guy, right, that got caught, who shot, you know, went to Mar-a-Lago and took a shot. And then he did that specifically to get Trump's attention so he could tell everybody that Diddy is part of the brulee and that they're all going to try to get Trump out and he's potentially going to get assassinated and all that. Turned out he was doing it to try to help Trump. Everybody thought he was crazy. Turns out not so much. He's all, yeah, I was dicking down Cassie. Everyone's all, dicking down Cassie. Come on. He's all, do you know Sean Combs? Everyone's like, this guy is full of shit. That one aged like a, 1800s, what's the name of the, oh my God, what's the name of the, like, that whiskey that costs so much? I don't know, whatever. It's like a $250 shot. I can't remember what is it 1800? I don't know. I don't like whiskey. I'm a tequila guy. Anywho, let's listen to a little more.
Mm-hmm. They get bucked, we're gonna eat their arms off. Mm-hmm. We're not gonna keep on playing with these people. Mm-hmm. You know? We have one job first right now, and that's to get Trump out of office. And then what we could do that is a nonviolent action is we could mobilize and organize politically.
You know what's amazing about this video though is that when you look at it, okay, I assume you're like, oh, it's a green screen. It looks like a green screen. But you actually hear in the back, that's not a green screen. That's one of his properties. He is literally on the water right there. It's like, man, give me that house, dude. Give me that house. Let me see what watch he's wearing there, though. I like looking at his watches because he has a lot of them. Hang on. Is that, I can't tell. It's too far away. But either way, okay, this is a headshot for his pardon. He's fucked. Finished. Finito. Okay? I mean, here, let me just fast forward just a little bit. Let's just see what else. Let's see what else he's got, dude.
With Trump ever? Because, you know, Trump loved the hip-hop community at one point. Hip-hop loved him.
He would pop up at events. We respected him as a shrewd businessman. He definitely embodied the hip-hop spirit. But
but then he turned into a crazy Nazi racist? Then he turned into, it is a green screen. Look at that. Oh, or wait, maybe it got dark. Oh, yeah, it was sunset, dude. Okay, that's wild.
Had different plans for him. God wanted to use him in this moment for change. Mm-hmm. He wanted to use Trump to expose the level of racism that's been hidden.
And you operating from a place of no fear. Do you think that they will try to threaten your bottom line?
I don't have no fear. I believe in my people. I believe that,
I can't. That's enough. He's staying in jail, and the fact that they have the audacity. The fact they have the audacity to ask Trump for a pardon after this is unbelievable to me. But first, I wanted to show you guys this because this is from today. Because Diddy, who thought he was going to be walking straight out of the prison when he was found not guilty of the serious charges, and somehow he ended up still sitting in a jail cell after the judge essentially said he was going to let him go. And then he's like, you know what? We've decided over the last couple hours that you cannot control yourself and you are unable to follow the law. So go back to prison until October at sentencing, when I'm probably going to sentence you to 15 years in prison. So here's the thing, right? So now he is complaining about the fact that he's being fed maggot-infested expired food in Brooklyn prison. I have to say, all right, I do find it kind of surprising how little anyone cares about prison circumstances or like prison conditions, right? Because at the end of the day, I feel as though people look at people who are in prison and they only think about the most horrific offenders, right? Like people. So let's say Diddy did all of those things that he was accused of. Okay, well, you can just eat maggots as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? Like if you really touch kids or you really were doing all these, he threw this guy into a trunk of a car or what, all this crazy, horrific stuff that he was accused of, which for some reason, Maureen Comey just kept out of the trial. You know, we can talk more about that also. If he was like, yeah, the only way that I'm able to survive without starving to death is they feed me actual maggots, I'd be like, wow, that sucks. Hey, how do you think that the people that you victimized felt? Do you think that they would have preferred to eat a bowl of maggots or go through what you put them through? You know, so Cry Me a River guy. You know what I mean? But since none of that stuff's been, you know what, just forget about Diddy for this conversation. How about people who get picked up for stupid crimes and they end up in the same facilities and they're eating this same food? It's freezing cold. They're like, you know, and like no one cares at all, right? Like literally no one ever cares. It's not until the actually, I'm not even gonna say the next part. I'm not trying to, incite riots and stuff. But anywho, but we're gonna look at this and we're gonna look at what Trump said because I find it very fascinating. All right, so Sean Diddy Combs made a bombshell claim about his prison conditions in a fresh appeal for bail. You want to know what he's doing? You want to know why he's doing this? He's doing this trying to get Trump to pardon him, okay? Like that is what he's actually doing, right? I'll tell you that right now. That is why he is doing this. He wants Trump to pardon him. That's why this story is getting out right now. That's how desperate he is. He's like, if I tell him how crazy it is, maybe Trump will actually let me go. And you're all, so you're acknowledging that Trump is like an empathetic person and talking about the terrible conditions might lead to him making a decision that saves your life, right? Just want to make sure that we're clear on that before we get to the later part, right? So the embattled rapper's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, petitioned Judge Arun Samarian on Sunday to release the 55-year-old on bail ahead of his October 3rd sentencing in a brief letter. In the filing obtained by Page 6, the attorney claimed that Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center is an inhumane facility. Okay, never mind. So they're just asking for bail, but same thing, right? They're trying to work on the empathy of someone else, except this person that they're petitioning is compromised, in my opinion. That's the only way that this would have happened. So you are crying to deaf ears, dude. MDC routinely serves food that is expired or infested with maggots, Agnifilo alleged in the document, going on to reference a picture. Oh my God, can I see the picture? Is it in here? It's not, is it? It's not even in here, dude. You know, under normal circumstances, I would be like, bro, if this guy does get out of jail, he's going to be a completely different person. Dude, what watch is he wearing right there? Let's see. Oh my God, he's got the Rainbow Daytona. That is a very, very, very fancy watch right there. I would never, I mean, it's super expensive. Hell no, dude. Rainbow diamonds, dude. Come on, guy. Anyway, so you get the point, dude, that they're saying that the maggot-infested food captured in that photo is unfortunately not an uncommon experience. Who's taking pictures, dude? He has a cell phone? He deemed this and allegedly frequent lockdowns exceptional circumstances worthy of consideration. Combs has been in a New York City prison whose other famous inmates included R. Kelly, Ghislaine Maxwell, so on and so forth. Hey, I have an idea, Diddy. How about you offer to give some people up, dude? You know what I mean? How about you offer to give some people up? Something tells me that Diddy's got dirt on some people. Maybe they'll let you out. Maybe you should float that you have information about people who are compromised on the Epstein list, right? That might work. At the time, Grammy winner, sex drive, kicked off, found guilty, whatever. We know all this stuff, right? So here's the deal. He also, actually, this is important. Agnifilo, who's his attorney, referred to the denial as unfair over the weekend, writing, hell-bent on punishing Combs for being a user of prostitution services is a more draconian manner than anyone in U.S. history. The government continues to target him. That's true. I mean, that's true. That's all he got convicted of is using prostitutes. Okay? So to put this in perspective, guys, okay, to put this in perspective, I believe him about the conditions, right? But to put this in perspective, it's as if let's say you were a single guy, lots of money, right? And you went on to X and in your feed came some girl's account that was, some girls, you thought it was an OnlyFans girl, but one of the hottest girls you've ever seen. And you look and she's like, oh, booking booking out for blah, blah, blah. You're like, oh my God, she's a hooker, you know, or I guess an escort. You go to her website, you look at the rates, and you realize you're like, man, I could have this girl for the whole weekend for, I don't know, whatever it cost, $12,000. And you're like, hi, I would like to book you for the weekend. She's like, okay, sounds great. You're like, where should we, you know, let's do Las Vegas. So you both meet in Las Vegas. You think it's reasonable for that person to face 20 years in prison? Because that is exactly what Diddy was convicted of. Exactly. Literally, exactly. Everyone was a willing participant according to the court. So like, what's he still doing in jail?